Today we're going to show you Thousand Trails Pacific City.
It's got a nice big entrance to pull into. Traffic's not bad. You just got a few elk on the one side that you have to worry about sometime.
And as you turn to the right here, we've got our welcome center and our office, and this is where you want to check in.
It's got a nice big spot. The rows are pretty well lined out, so you can just pull in and park and then do whatever you need to do.
We're going to start this by showing you some highlights through the park. So what we're looking at here is you park down below and you climb up to the lodge. The lodge is on the very top of the resort park.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd call it a resort, but yeah, it's a nice park. One thing about the lodge, it does have some gorgeous views looking out onto the ocean where the windows are on the one side.
And this is the bottom floor. We've got some ping pong pool tables. You can see what we mean about the views straight out onto the ocean.
Trees. If you like trees, this is the place to go. It's got lots of trees. Spruce, lots of ponderosa pine, hardwoods. It's a really gorgeous place.
Let's take a look at the pool. There's a few hours for you. Walking in here, it felt like a greenhouse. And since we were staying there in June and it was very cool each day, this felt amazing. Spa's right outside. Nice big spa, jacuzzi, whatever you want to call it. They do have miniature golf that's just down below the lodge.
And kind of tennis courts, probably more of a pickleball court.
Now this is a hidden little treasure that's just down from the lodge, and you'll want to take it. A little pathway. Go ahead.
It's just a nice little place to have like a little sundowner in the evening, watch the sun go down and sit on the bench there.
I'll give you a quick view of the restrooms. Pretty much all of the restrooms look very similar. So most of them, with the exception of the restrooms that are up at the lodge and the pool, those are a little more rustic, but you can see that all the restrooms are nice and clean. And what I haven't said yet is that I'd say over 80% of the park is water and electric only.
Yeah, if you're going there, don't think you're going to get any sewer.
And you'll notice there's a getaway cabin, and they've got a few yurts that you can rent as well.
And of course the yurts, they don't have sewer, water. They do have electric though.
And then the highlight to the park is its location. You take a little beach trail down to the beach.
Yep, that was Dory's favorite trip of the day, going to the beach. Thinking she's going to get some crab shells. There's crab shells everywhere.
That's what I love the most. Now what we're going to do, it's going to be sped up quite a bit, but we always want to know what a park looks like, excuse me, as we enter the park. So hopefully this will give you idea, and maybe Russ can
Oh,
tell you what he thinks about the roads.
the roads aren't that bad. If you have a big trailer, yeah, it's probably a little tight in some places. It's got a couple little hills, but other than that, there's not a lot of asphalt. It's mostly rock and gravel. But while we were there, it didn't rain, so it wasn't that muddy. I would think maybe if they were getting a lot of rain, it would get kind of muddy and maybe tough for a day or so.
Now, I will say, if you have a larger rig, this spot coming up on the right, just around the corner here, was where they fit a 47-foot trailer, and there's not a whole lot of spaces like that that are easy for a 47-foot trailer.
Yep.
This bypass right here, straight ahead, that's an important road. You'll want to take that instead of heading up this way if you can.
Yeah, this hill's a little high, a little steep, not a little high. It's a little steep, but it's not the worst hill in the place. So that one's coming up here in a little bit.
Set of restrooms off to your left here. Our spot happened to be right there. So you can see that in between each spot, it's very secluded. And that was another big plus.
Yeah.
For this.
It was, you were pretty much by yourself. There was people on both sides of us. One person didn't show up the whole time we were there, but the other people, they had kids and stuff, and we never even heard the kids or anything. So now this is the section coming up here that is sewer only, or sewer, water, electric. It's right after the split there in the.
And the other thing is, this is the one point that if you're facing the other direction, this is where you're going to have to come to turn around.
Yep.
So you can see that it's got space, even if you had to back up a little bit, back and forth. But as you head back to your spot, let's say you were down in our area and you had to head the other direction, this road here, I thought could be a little narrow.
Yeah,
depending on how the people parked.
Yeah, it was it was a little narrow, but it wasn't too bad.
Doable.
Yeah.
Right there.
If you're there, we were in site D2. I believe it's D2, right?
I think so.
Yeah, in D1, D2, possibly D3. They were great because the restrooms were right across from it, so we really didn't miss the sewer. We went over and used the restrooms most of the time.
Okay, now you're not going to want to turn this way. We were in our Jeep as we filmed this, so we kind of waited. But if you're headed to these campgrounds, you would take this fork in the road to go to the upper levels, which is GH.
Yeah, there's a sign up here coming up, but this is probably the worst hill on the whole place, and it's really not that bad. You just need to stay over, like where I'm at with the Jeep, because the lower section there, you're going to drag your trailer or possibly even your motorhome if you're pulling a toad. The one thing about some of these up here, they had some really good views. Some of them had ocean views.
They did. As we come around to where the yurts were.
One thing, when you're going up here, maybe before you take off, take a look at the trail map or the road map, because there's a lot of one-way streets that take off. So you could find yourself going the wrong way.
I believe this is where you can really start to see the ocean. The road gets a little rougher.
Yeah,
in this section.
It was a little rougher. There was sand dunes up here too. I don't know that we show them, but right over there, just to the right, it's there's a bunch of sand dunes, and they all kind of traverse down to Pacific City down below. But if you're on the left-hand side or the west side of this road, you probably have some views. You may have to get on top of your rig, but you would have some views.
The getaway cabins for sure have views.
Yes.
That's one thing. They're well positioned. So if you're coming just for a weekender and you want to know what a getaway cabin, those have the views. Now the restroom to the side here. And as we're headed back down the hill.
We're headed back to the
yeah.
This is that H section that goes back to the lodge, the upper lodge.
Right. Another dump station. There's 2 of them, I believe.
2. Yep. One on the first hill as we come up the hill. We probably should have pointed that out.
You can see that if you have the time, you might want to get out and walk to see where your site is, or if you have a toad, unhitch and take a drive around. They do assign sites though, and for us, it was wonderful.
It was great. Yeah.
And I will say the people in the office, very nice, very easy to work with.
The other thing too is there's the elk as you come in. The one thing that they did work with some folks and move them around if they felt uncomfortable with their site. So be aware of that.
So that's
and here we go. The elk coming down to greet you as you come in.
That's our quick tour of Thousand Trails Pacific City. We hope it helps you out if you're putting this on your map for your summer, your winter, whatever time of year. Please remember to like, subscribe, share,
comment, do all the good stuff.
Bye-bye for now.